Good morning, students. Today we are discussing about Germany, the German unification, which has taken place in 1871. We know present day Germany is one of the powerful nations in the world. Germany is a member of G7 groups of nations. The present Chancellor, if you talk on Indian concept, Prime Minister, is Mrs. Angela Merkel. So we see in this map the boundaries of Germany. You can see Czech Republic one side, Denmark, Netherlands, in south we can see Switzerland. So this Germany is that what we are going to discuss. So in the unification process of Germany, we come along with an important figure, that is Otto von Bismarck. Yesterday we had discussed in 1848 the middle class people or the educated class of people met together at Frankfurt and they elected 831 deputies, and they met together at St. Paul's Cathedral and decided to have a unified Germany. They took a decision to anoint or appoint or select the Prussian king as the king of Germany. But they wanted the king to be a nominal head as it is there in England. The elected representatives would run the government. The king or the ministers should come under the control of the parliament. But the king was not ready. So the king refused to accept the crown offered to him. And we know what has happened. We have discussed it yesterday. The situation was taken as a chance by the Chancellor of Germany named Otto von Bismarck. He started a policy of blood and iron, attack and conquer, we can say. So when he wanted to attack and conquer, we was to see the boundaries of. You see here the countries, all these are neighboring countries of Germany. You see this is the Prussia areas. All these areas were also to be united with Germany. All these areas, you must understand. So all these areas were having German language speaking people. So unifying them into one nation is very difficult. So this is Prussia. Prussia is very small. Only this much area is under control of Prussia. So all these German speaking areas should be brought together and create one empire. That was the step. You can see here Prussia. This is also part of Prussia. See this here. So that is what we can see. See, this is the last, the German, it was in 1815 when German Confederation, after the defeat of Napoleon, this was formed. German Confederation, then there is a Prussia. Prussia is a small area here, you see. So this is a German, means the people who speak a German language, they were living in this area. So that is what. So now Bismarck, what he has to do, he knew it is very difficult to unify German speaking people unless and until he defeat the neighboring strong and powerful nations. So he followed a diplomatic game because France was powerful and Louis Napoleon was ruling in France. So he played a diplomatic game. During this time, Italy also wanted to be unified. So he wanted to keep France isolated. Means no country support France. So he played the tricks with Austria, because Austria also was very happy that France is defeated. Russia also was happy that France is defeated. So he kept a good relationship with Austria and Russia. But first he defeated Austria. Then he entered into movements with the Austria. The people had a sentiments, political sentiments with them. We must achieve political domination over Europe. In Asian country, India and China and Pakistan, all these Asian countries are fighting each other. Pakistan is not a power to fight, but still it has joined with China and is playing the trick that it becomes the powerful nation in the continent. So main friction between India and China is that who is powerful, who has got more influence in Asia or in the world. So to store the state power. So this was going on in Europe. So nationalist sentiments were running at a high post. So in 1840 they tried, we have seen already, I explained to you. And the landlords of Prussia were called Junkers. They were the main important supporters of military and the king. So they were not supporting the educated middle class, they were supporting the army or the government or the existing ruling class of people. So there were people who are not ready to support it. So there was a friction between them. So I have told you, the leadership was taken by Otto and Bismarck and Prussian army. They were the two important figures. Bureaucracy, bureaucracy means the officials of the government who were with the king. All of them joined with Otto and Bismarck, and they decided to unify all the small kingdoms who were speaking German language. Naturally, there were protests. When they were attacking, or Prussia was attacking small kingdoms, they would seek the support of either France or the support of Austria. So Austria also was very powerful at that time. This is in 1848, not in the modern time. Don't think like in modern time. It is in 1848. Austria also, Austrian-Hungarian Empire was one of the powerful empires of the world of that time. So it was very difficult for Prussia to conquer all the German speaking people. So what did he do? 7 wars he had to fight. 7 wars with Austria, Denmark, and at last with the France. So after all war, defeating everybody, what he used to do, he used to instigate the opponents. If Austria has to be attacked, he would never attack Austria, but he would speak some comments against Austria, humiliating comments against Austria. That would irritate Austria. So Austria will decide to attack on Prussia. So Prussia would be well prepared to defend. And after defeating Austria, he did not take any land or areas from that. Only the area which German language was being spoken joined with Prussia. Nothing else. So he did not antagonize. He did not make Austria unhappy with him. You see, at the same time, the Austrian attack was not alone. From one side, Austria is a country between Italy and Germany. So from one side, Prussia attacked, another side, Sardinia, under leadership of Sardinia. When we will study about unification of Italy, will meet. Sardinia also joined with Otto von Bismarck, Count Cavour, the Prime Minister of Sardinia. So both together attacked Austria. So Austria was not able to defend itself from both sides attack. Then, and when it was defeated, it was not ill-treated. There was a proper respect given to the king, and they developed a good relationship, because Otto von Bismarck never wants Austria and France joined together. If he antagonizes or makes Austria angry and Austria and France join together, Prussia has no chance of survival. That is the reason why he has done like that. So in January 1871, the Prussian king William I was proclaimed the Emperor of Germany in a ceremony held at Versailles. Versailles Palace, last year we have seen when the French Revolution was there, I have shown you. So in Versailles Palace, there is a famous room named Hall of Mirror. There William I was crowned as the Emperor of Germany, not of France. Louis Napoleon was defeated in there was a war in 1870 between Prussia and France, Franco-Prussian War of 1870. In that Franco-Prussian War, France was defeated. To irritate France, Otto von Bismarck has commented that he cannot look after administration. He is a useless figure. So naturally France, which was feeling so much powerful and strong, felt humiliated and attacked Prussia. Prussia was already ready with all weapons and everything. France could not do anything. France was defeated. And France could not get the support of any countries because of the diplomatic game played by Otto von Bismarck. And at the same time, when French army moved out of Papal State, means the present Vatican City, which was, there was so much area ruled by Pope or controlled by Pope, that area was protected by French army. So the French army moved to attack Prussia. Then Italian or Sardinian army attacked the papal areas or the areas ruled by Pope. So it has become a headache for France to defend the Pope or to attack. So division of the French forces are taking place. That has made easy for Prussia to defeat France. After that, the agreement was signed in Versailles. And two areas of France, named Alaska and Lorraine, small areas, those Alaska and Lorraine were made part of Germany. And we can see one of the reasons for the First World War was this. France was so much unhappy and angry against the decision or activities that took place or events that took place in 1870. That was the main reason why France was angry during the First World War. In the First World War, Germany was defeated. So, Prussia, all they are meeting there. All of them met at Versailles, and Kaiser William of Prussia was declared as the Emperor of Germany. So that is the unification process of Germany. So the nation building process, they made a currency, present European currency is euro. Before that, they had their own currency. Germany had a mark as their currency. Now, all the European countries formed a union, European Union, and its currency is known as the euro except England. England has gone out of euro now, and it is having its old currency named pound, and it has never changed into euros anytime. They have Germany has accepted the important measurement systems, judicial systems, banking, currency, everything as the mainly that was existing in Prussia for all German speaking states. So that is a German, you can see this is a present day German. You can see this. This is a present day German. See, we have seen in the first map, this were part of different unions in those areas. Some of these areas, all these areas were part of France, like that we have seen. So now it is part of France, this area. So after First World War and Second World War, that is, we will study later. So there is a unification of Germany. Thank you very much.